Nicole, how are you?
Good. How are you, Andy?
I'm great, and here we are on another show. And I have a question that came in from the website, so let's dive right in and
Let's just get right to it. Let's get to
see
work.
what you think. So, I am a 44-year-old man and having trouble navigating social media as it interplays with my dating life. I've been in a relationship for 3 months, and my girlfriend is nagging me to make it Facebook official. She uses social media more than me, and quite frankly, I don't care much for it. She would let it go. Oh, wait, she won't let it go and wants to
Mhm.
post pictures and tag me. I'm just not into the whole dog and pony show.
Dog and pony show.
Well, I get that for sure.
Tell me.
Well, I know I've had that happen where, I was dating someone and they were upset because I don't normally post, like a
Hmm.
whole lot of personal life photos because that's just not my thing. But this
Hmm.
woman got upset because I wasn't posting pictures of us together.
Yeah.
And so it was really weird because I was like, why do you need that to validate this? I'm here with you and it's all good. But anyway, I guess it's a thing because people are writing about it. So,
People are writing about it, and this is a great question to address. And I think what it really has to do with is a divide of intimacy.
hmm,
They're both so they've been dating for 3 months, and she wants to make it Facebook official, as she says, and she's
right,
wanting to post things, and he's not going to be seen. He doesn't want to be seen
right,
on social media. And it's an interesting thing about intimacy because if you take the word intimacy, it's into me see,
mm,
into me see,
right,
and so there's something that once you put something out there in the world, it's there. We know this from social media, like it's there. If you
true,
were drinking in college doing like all kinds of beer chugs and stuff, an employer might see it, an ex-girlfriend might see it.
right,
And so there's something there with a divide of intimacy. Like I don't want to be shown like a dog and pony show for whatever reason, with
right.
this particular question. Like I don't want to be shown and put on display. So there's always two sides to the coin there, you
Well,
know.
maybe he's just more private and doesn't want, I mean, I don't know.
He may be more private. I mean, I think there are some clues to look for. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Because,
if he
yeah,
if he's looking like a player online and always single and
right.
it's just completely doesn't like anything of yours, just completely rejecting, it doesn't want to be seen with you in any way, shape, or form. If he's like, even if you're out and he's looking over his shoulder,
Right. Well, that could be too.
there are
Sure.
some yellow flags of slowing down, I think.
Right.
But
So,
obviously, there's a divide in intimacy. So one of them feels more like they could be closer than the other. One of them feels like they can be more public than the other, right?
right.
And wants to put this on display,
Right.
right? And so, the female, his girlfriend, wants to promote the relationship online. She
Right.
wants she wants to do a marketing campaign of like, hey, look at us together where we're out or whatever. She wants to show that she
I
and
think
that's
that's just weird.
well,
Personally,
I don't think it's weird because I mean when you're with somebody and you want to show them off. I mean, we've all been with like I'm with this great looking person. In a way, and I think that's the
right.
kind of my second point is that he can take this as a compliment. Like I want to be
Sure, of
shown.
course.
I want you to be seen with me. I want to show that you're with me side by side. So in a
Right.
way, it's a very complimentary thing that he's taking offense to, and that's probably where the rub is, where she's like, "Well, what's wrong with me
Right. Right.
that you don't want to be seen with me?"
So, how do you resolve that thing?
Well, this is
Seems pretty
I think.
simple to me.
Well, I'm saying have a conversation, have an
Right.
open conversation
Of
about it,
course.
right? Like, say, like, well, what is it that's bothering you about this? I mean, it sounds like they've had conversations about it. I'm sure they have because he's saying that she's like, nagging her, nagging him.
Right, right.
He says that
Hinting
she's
around.
nagging him. She's hinting around. She's tagging him. He's not accepting the tags or whatever. And there's some nagging going on. And so, if he doesn't want to be seen in that way, if he's more private or personal, that's fine. He gets to control. We each get to control what we put out there into the world. That's one thing. And then another thing is, but why? You know, why? And people are very social.
Right.
I think probably women are more social on the internet than men are in some ways.
No doubt.
And we all share differently. And so they need to have a conversation about it. They need to have a conversation about what's acceptable, what's not, and why is this such a sticking point?
Right. Well, is it, have they had the conversation? Are they, exclusively dating? Because that figures into it. And not only that, then do you have to go and change your little status on Facebook so that everyone knows you're in a relationship?
Yeah. And the thing is,
I don't like that.
Why?
I've never done that. It's like, well, nobody has to know what I'm doing. I just don't even. Yeah, it's just. I'll post strange, funny things that I find, but that's it.
I
guess I'm different because I'm old school.
I think at the heart of it is part of it, and part of what happens is like we want to feel a sense of belonging. And I belong to you, you belong to me. I think we want to feel a sense of belonging. And so probably she wants to feel a sense of belonging. And he's not quite there yet, obviously.
So I guess it's part of the new rules of belonging. So my actions when I'm with you aren't enough. I have to validate you on social media. Which I think, again, it's just, I don't know. There's something a little off there.
Well, you feel like it's off. Me as a woman, I can kind of get it. I know from my talking to my girlfriends in my personal life, even, it's like, it is a sticking point. It's a real thing. And so I think it's an important thing.
Right.
Are you gonna claim me kind of as your own and take and want to, this really does have to do with intimacy and how close you feel with somebody. And I mean, it's not marriage, obviously.
Right.
But it is a public announcement of a relationship. And that's where, there's a sticking point. And so they need to get unstuck. And I think really it's hard to have an open conversation about that, but I think it's very real.
Yeah, well, for sure.
I love this real life question of why is she nagging me?
Well,
she feels, obviously she wants to be very close to him.
Right. Well, it seems like if you can't have a conversation about that, then it seems like a pretty simple thing to have a conversation about, really.
Well, it does, but if you're someone who is a player, you are someone who just wants
then sure, right. Then you're going to discover something about them that maybe they're not really ready to be exclusive and do all that stuff. So you find out. So it's better to have it and learn what's going on and go from there.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about our choice. I think it really is about having, a big problem I see with couples is that they jump into doing things, maybe having sex,
right?
Maybe getting together in a very intimate way, but that without any conversation about it.
Right. It's just, it feels good. So there's, everything's great, but then.
And so there's a lot of assuming going on.
Exactly.
There's a lot of assumptions. I see you in one way, you see me in one way, and we don't have the same intimacy.
Right.
Right? And so it's a divide and it needs to be handled. That's all.
So when they have that conversation, what she should say, look, it would make me feel this way if you posted pictures of us. It would be like you try to get to the root of why she wants that, right? I mean.
Well, and he needs to get to the reason why I think because this is a guy said, she's nagging me, he feels nagged. He needs to get to the reason why he doesn't want to be seen with her.
Right. Or, so. Well,
he really does.
Well, it's a good place to start. That little kind of thing right there can then, you get used to communicating in that deeper way, and that you can build on that. So I think it's a great thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think if he has the courage to go to her and talk to her, maybe because it sounds like if you say she's nagging me, obviously there's some contention there. So I feel like if he
Yes.
goes to her and he talks to her in a more open way and just explains why he doesn't want it. I'm a very private person, or
Right.
you said you're not as into it either. So it's
No.
like, yeah. So you got to explain, well, why aren't you? I guess the next question naturally would be like, well, why aren't you into it? Why don't you want to be seen with me? I'm seen with my girlfriends. I'm seen blah blah blah. Like, why don't you want to be seen with me?
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't see social media the same way, I guess, as many people. But what did people do before social media to what was the real world equivalent of that? Taking someone around and meeting all your friends, I guess. Because
Yeah,
if you were
I guess
proud of somebody, you would take them everywhere and show them.
yeah, meet my mom, meet my dad, meet my
Right.
family. Let's get
And
yeah.
that's how I am. That's how I am now. If I really want, I will take them and want them to, because I'm proud of them. So social media for me isn't that. I mean,
Okay, Andy, and I think you're bringing up a great point because it can be a dog and pony show. And what you're saying is, like, hey, if I'm really into somebody, I'm introducing them to my mom, my dad.
yeah,
I'm introducing them to my family, my friends.
the
If
things that
someone,
really matter.
yeah, the things that really matter. And so if that person is doing that,
Right.
then maybe they want to further the relationship. If they're not, then maybe they don't. Maybe they do want to keep you on the side.
Well, and if you're just a player and you don't want your other women to see your, with somebody else, well then, okay, you'll discover that. And if that's not the case, and maybe he's just private, well, to me, I'm just like, okay, I'll throw some pictures up. It's not a big deal. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely, I mean, I don't like to use the word red flag. I like to use the word yellow flag. Like, slow down,
yeah,
slow
right,
down. Yeah, a yellow flag, right? That's the right one for the race cars. Like,
right.
like, slow
Caution.
down, caution. Let's take another turn. Let's talk about it. Let's get our wheels. Let's get air in our wheels or gassed up or whatever we
Right,
need to do, and let's talk about the next steps, or
right.
not,
Yeah.
or it's a wreck.
Well, hey,
And the
man,
race is going to continue.
it's better to find out sooner than later. So,
It is better to find out sooner than later. So this is bothering this guy. I could see why it bothers the girl too, or the woman too. And I think that, just really, he needs to do some soul searching as to why he doesn't want to be seen with her.
right,
And maybe he doesn't want to be, maybe he's just not there yet. He's not at the same level of commitment as she obviously wants to be.
sure,
And so then he has to decide, because we all kind of push each other, pull each other a little bit. He has to decide, like, okay, how much time are we going to take for this? And I
right,
think that that's a thing in relationships that plays out on social media, is the patience of who's ready, who's ready to be
right.
more intimate than the next.
Well, so when you watch this, we're gonna, well, go talk to her, or go talk to her, and then let us know what happened.
Yeah, go talk to her. Let us know what happens, and everybody let us know what happens, because this is such an interesting topic that so many people deal with.
So that's a great place to probably wrap up for now. That was a really good summary. We would love to keep the conversation going. So leave your comments below and we'll respond. But we want to keep this going and try to help get as many perspectives as possible here as we move forward. So if you love what we're doing, hit the subscribe button and also that little notification bell. It will give you notifications when we release new episodes. Also, tell your friends about this. It's good stuff. There's something here for everybody because we all have problems that we need to deal with. We're also on social media. Go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We'd love to have you. So thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next episode.